The Lok Sabha results have stunned many pollsters as the BJP has been reduced to just 240 seats, short of the majority mark. However, with the help of the alliance partners, Narendra Modi will be sworn in as the Prime Minister for the third time. Out of the BJP's 240 seats, Karnataka has contributed 17 seats. The JDS, which is part of the National Democratic Alliance, has won 2 seats, taking the total number to 19. Meanwhile, the Congress in the state has won just 9 seats. Today, we will analyze the party-wise performance and who is the real winner and loser in these Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka. We will also discuss about some of the top leaders and how this election will change their position in the state politics. To analyze this and more, I am joined in by senior journalist who has been closely observing Karnataka politics for decades now. Welcome to the show, Mr. Ramakrishna Upadhyay.
Thank you.
So my first
Thank you,
question
Mahesh.
to you, who is the real gainer and the loser in this Lok Sabha elections? Or everyone seems to be happy as all of them have got something the other. So what is your assessment on all the three parties?
Mahesh, to answer this question, I think we should go a little back before the counting happened. As you know, the elections happened almost a month ago in Karnataka, and we were just waiting for the EVMs to be opened. So I think the pre-election scenario was that the Congress was very strong, and they felt that they would be able to win between 15 and 20 seats. That was their target, and that seemed to be the confidence that with which they went to the elections. So even after the elections, they kept saying that, look, we will win those number of seats. Whereas the BJP went with little apprehension because after what happened in the assembly elections where they got completely mauled by the Congress, they were a little apprehensive as to what will happen in the Lok Sabha elections, and having won 25 out of 28 last time. So they played it safe. They entered into an alliance with the JDS, but they didn't know how it would work out. So I mean, it was a case of just joining hands and trying to figure out how things will work out. But I thought at the end of the day, the BJP-JDS Alliance worked perfectly for both of them. I think each one benefited from the other, and the results really clearly show that that alliance really worked. And for the Congress to be not able to even cross the double figures was a big setback. I would say, they did not expect this kind of result. They were saying 15 to 20, or they would have been happy with at least 12 or 13, but that didn't happen. On the other hand, the BJP being able to get 17 and JDS getting 2 out of 3, I think it's a remarkable achievement for both of them.
Okay, so if we speak about BJP alone, the BJP has come down from 25 to 17. So if you compare the national picture, do you think the state in it has done well, or somewhere was there some room to for improvement? When it comes to the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka.
No, see, definitely there was room for improvement. I mean, see, especially in this election where various agendas worked out. There was so many issues that came up suddenly after the polling began, and given that scenario, Karnataka was supposed to contribute as many as possible because everyone knew that the BJP would lose a few seats, especially in the Hindi heartland. So that was the expectation, and they thought that they need to make up, in the south and also east. But nobody expected BJP to lose so badly in UP. I mean, I think UP result was a shocker to everyone, including the BJP leaders, where they lost more than half the seats, which they had won last time. So, additionally, they didn't do all that well at all in Maharashtra, where they had 41 along with Shiv Sena, and they came down to less than 20 seats. And then, they didn't do all that well in West Bengal. See, West Bengal, they had 18 seats last time, and this time they're down to 11. Of course, they did make up in Odisha. Odisha, they got 19 seats out of 21, which is a huge achievement by them. And in alliance with TDP in Andhra Pradesh, they did get about 8 seats, and there was spectacular victory for Chandrababu Naidu there. So it was a mixed bag, and I think overall BJP would have been happy with, let's say, about 22 seats in Karnataka. But considering the circumstances, 17 was not so bad.
Okay. So if we speak about the JDS, the regional party in Karnataka, in 2019 it had just one seat, but with the alliance in the BJP, it has won two seats, that is from Mandya and Kolar. So do you think JDS has benefited from aligning with the BJP in these elections?
Absolutely. In fact, after the last assembly elections, they were completely down and out. I think they figured out that from 19%, their vote share had crashed to around 9%, and the number of seats also had come down to the lowest they ever had. So they were looking at the dark hole at that time, and that was when BJP offered them the alliance, they grabbed it with both hands. In fact, I remember Mr. Devagowda saying, "We will not ask for this many seats or whatever. Whatever BJP gives, we'll take it." So that was the kind of situation they had reached. But had a very good discussion on as to how many seats which party should contest. And I think they made a very sensible decision on who should contest how many and where. You see, the Okaliga belt was left to JDS because that is where the stronghold is. And in the northern Karnataka, they took the help of the JDS. I mean, the BJP took the help of the JDS. So it worked well for them in the sense, you see, there is no competition between the two. The sense they complement each other. Unlike the Congress and the JDS. The Congress and the JDS, there are clashes because the Okaliga vote bank, both of them depend on whether it is Shiv Kumar or Kumar Swamy on this side. So that kind of a competition wasn't there here in between BJP and JDS. That is what worked for them. And in fact, even the party workers, I believe, campaigned for each other very vigorously, which was not the case last time when JDS and BJP, JDS and Congress got together.
Congress.
So that was another plus point which really helped these two parties. Look at the margin of victory for Kumaraswamy. He won by 2.69 lakhs. I mean, this is phenomenal considering that just about a year ago, JDS had been wiped out from Mandya. In Mandya, earlier they had 8 assembly seats, and all 8 had been taken away by the Congress. And that at that time it was believed that Shiv Kumar was responsible for this kind of a performance by the Congress. And all over the old Mysore region, the Congress had demolished the JDS, and everyone thought, well, this is the time for Shiv Kumar to take over the Okaliga mantle. And now that Devagowda is in his sunset days, thought this election result will cement Shiv Kumar's position among the Okaligas. But look what has happened now. Suddenly there is a turnaround, and Kumaraswamy is up. So this is the beauty of politics, where one day you look completely down and out, and then you rise like a phoenix. So Kumaraswamy has not only won his constituency, but they also won Kolar, so which is another big achievement they've done. Of course, for JDS, losing Hassan was a big setback because they haven't lost it there for 25 years, and it is the hometown of Mr. Devagowda and the entire family. But in the circumstances of what happened there, Prajwal Revanna's sex scandal, I would say that both BJP and JDS would be heaving a sigh of relief at the loss of Prajwal Revanna. Because see, the unnecessary attention on Prajwal Revanna will go now. Whatever criminal case that he is facing, he has to face. Now the cases are before the court, and the SIT is doing doing its job and trying to figure out what exactly happened and who are the victims and how to get justice for them. And so Prajwal Revanna will have to face the consequences of that. But the glare will go away now that he has lost the election. I mean, it would have been very embarrassing for both the BJP and JDS if he were to be elected and become a Lok Sabha member. See, there is no provision in law for somebody to be disqualified because he is involved in some criminal activity or criminal case, and there is a case pending against him. The law only talks about somebody who has been convicted. And given sentence of a minimum of 2 years. So only then you can be disqualified. So here is a case which is just unfolding, and this man in the middle of the election campaign gets embroiled in this kind of a controversy. And so I think it's all well that he has lost the election.
Mr. Ramakrishna, you said that JDS has definitely benefited from the ND, from aligning with the BJP. But if we compare, the both the ND alliance partners in the state, who is the biggest beneficiary, and how much BJP has gained from the JDS, especially in the southern Karnataka region?
You see, JDS has benefited because, and also because the fact, I'll tell you, had this Revana episode come into the open before the first phase of elections, let's say about a week or 10 days before the first phase of election, uh, we can't imagine what the impact would have been. On the 14 seats which went for polls in the first phase on 26th. So unfortunately for the Congress, unfortunately for the JDS, it hit the the public domain only a day before the elections, and I think so it was too late to have any kind of impact. So that was one of the reasons why both BJP and JDS were able to do in the Vokalika belt. So otherwise, probably it would have been disastrous for them. Anyway, that was something that nobody had control over. But overall, I feel the JDS did help BJP not only in old Mysore areas but even in some of the North Karnataka districts or constituencies, because see they have some pockets of influence. They have about 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 votes. In one or two constituencies, I remember seeing they have 1.5 lakh votes. So this is very
Especially
crucial
in
for.
Vijaypura and areas like Vijaypura and Raichur.
Yes, yes. So they had that kind of a back, so, and they were able to transfer those votes to the BJP, which is very important. And Kumar Swamy did a lot of campaigning in those places. It was very well received by the people, and I think the party workers work together. The BJP and JDS party workers work together, and they help each other. So that is how I think the BJP and the Congress was stunned. They were expecting, I mean, they put up their own, kith and kin in many of the constituencies. As far as I remember, there were about 10 or 12, who are the ministers, kith and kin who contested the elections. And they had spent money like anything in these elections. So finally, to fall short of their own expectations, I think that's been a big setback for them, I would say, both for Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar.
So we can't let go Bangalore rural whenever you speak about Lok Sabha
Exactly.
elections of
Yes.
2024. So that is one important aspect. So I think Bangalore rural was the best example how BJP and JDS combined work together and managed to defeat the DK brothers. You have traveled in Bangalore rural and experienced in the first hand. So what do you have to say about it?
I followed Dr. Manjunath's campaign for a day, and I started going with him from Bangalore city. He had such a very simple campaign. I called up his secretary and said, look, I would like to see his campaign. And he said he starts at 8:30 in the morning from his home in Padmanabh Nagar. You please join. So I went there at 8:30. I was there, and the doctor was about to leave. So I thought there will be a big group, a phelan of cars going, but it was only his car. There was not even another car behind him, and mine was the second car. We were just traveling about maybe 10, 50 kilometers, and then he went to a park in that area where he addressed some 100 people. So that's how he. Of course, after the first meeting, there were some 4 or 5 other cars with his supporters and local MLA. They all joined. But it was his campaign was so simple, and the way he spoke to the people, I tell you, he made such great impression. And Manjunath is very well known. He's an icon in Karnataka, in Bangalore, and he has developed this cardiology institute in such a big way that hundreds and thousands of people have benefited from that. And I have no doubt that lots of people in the Bangalore rural area would have some member of the family or other would have gone to the Jayadeva Institute and taken the benefit. So that really played a big role, I think, in his election. And wherever he went, people would just, oh, Doctor A, we love you, and we want people like you to be in position of power. We want you to become minister of the central cabinet. This is the kind of thing. And then in Bangalore city, he went to a lot of apartments. See, apartments, there are huge apartments with maybe 10,000, 12,000 people in each one.
Yeah.
So they all would come down and then have a small meeting where he would address them, and then it's such bonhomie which was there. And I'm sure all those people in Bangalore city, 98% would have voted for him, not DK Suresh. Of course, we know the vote percentage in Bangalore city, it was not up to the expectation, but still, those who came and voted, they would have voted entirely for Dr. Manjunath. And fortunately for Dr. Manjunath, since he happens to be Mr. Devagowda's son-in-law and also brother-in-law of Kumar Swamy, they too campaigned for him in rural areas where Dr. Manjunath is weak, like Kanakapura, Malavalli, Ramanagara, all these places. So it was a campaign by Mr. Devagowda and Kumar Swamy, which helped Dr. Manjunath, and I sense that he's going to win. But I never expected he would win by such a huge margin. 2.5 lakhs is a huge margin for somebody who was making his debut, and against somebody like DK Suresh. I mean, he's the most resourceful of the candidates in Karnataka. His declared assets was about 650 crores, and he is behind DK Shivakumar's political rise as well, because every one of 8 assembly elections which DK Shivakumar has won, Suresh has been behind that. So he's a mastermind of those elections, and for him to lose this election was I think a big shock for him.
So now let us shift our focus to ruling Congress in the state. The party has won just 9 seats. Compared to 2019, it has definitely increased its seat share. But the party was eyeing a double digit in this Lok Sabha elections. Is it a setback for them, or just a step ahead in achieving their dream of double digit in the state, which has not happened in at least 2 decades now? How do you assess this?
No, I think it is a setback because Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar were very confident that they will cross the double digit and they will overtake the BJP. But that didn't happen. And of course, Mr. Siddaramaiah was trying to convince himself by pointing out the percentage of votes. We've increased from so and so point to so and so percentage. See, that I think they really didn't make sense. He was trying to tell the people, no, we are not done so badly. But I think in his heart of heart, he knew that they could have done much better than just getting 9 seats. So what it leaves is that, you see, that we all know that there was a competition between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar for the Chief Minister's post. And there was a talk that after the Lok Sabha election results, there would be a possibility of a change of Chief Minister. So this was, I think, at the back of this election campaign. Both of them knew, and both of them were aware that after the results, there will be a showdown, or there could be a showdown. But now, I think after this result, probably there will be no showdown, because neither of them is in a position to assert themselves, and it's a happy situation with Siddaramaiah.
Now, speaking about Yediyurappa, who was ignored in the assembly polls last year, was given a free hand in the Lok Sabha polls. He had a say also in ticket distribution. With the current results, do you see it as a setback for Yediyurappa and might give ammo to his opponents within the party?
I wouldn't call it a setback because, see, the BJP has got 17 seats under the circumstances, which is not bad at all. Because the resurgent Congress was supposed to get about 15, 17 seats. So that was the expectation, I think, even in among some senior leaders of the BJP. They thought, they will not be able to do as well as they've done last time. You see, when you look at the results, except the Hyderabad Karnataka, Kalyana Karnataka region, the BJP has done well in all the Lingayat dominated areas. Of course, they had a wipeout in the Kalyana Karnataka region, possibly because of Mr. Mallikarjuna Kharge's influence, where, of course, he got his son-in-law also elected from Kalpurgi, though only by a small margin of 27,000 votes, but a victory is a victory. So, except those 5 seats in Kalyana Karnataka, in the North Karnataka, BJP has done well, and but for the strong support from the Lingayat community, they would not have achieved that result. I mean, look at the the kind of opposition that they faced. Congress had put up some of its best candidates in the sense who had a lot of influence, a lot of power. Even it was not easy for Joshi or Jagdish Shettar, who all faced dynas from the Congress party, who were ready to spend a lot of money. And in spite of that, if they were able to win by a lakh and more margin, I'm sure it was Lingayats supporting the BJP wholeheartedly, and Mr. Yediyappa definitely had a role in that.
So now let's shift our focus to the man of the movement, SD Kumaraswamy now. Yesterday we saw that during the NDA parliamentary board meeting, he was one among the top leaders who were sitting on the dais. So seeing all this, it's almost certain that he might be offered a cabinet ministry in the Modi government. So how do you assess the JDS situation in the state?
I think it's a remarkable turnaround for the JDS. Kumar Swamy should be extremely happy that he has reached this stage. And you see, he was the first person to second Rajnath Singh's proposal for the election of the Prime Minister. So that shows the kind of importance that he's getting at the center. And I have no doubt that he will get a cabinet berth in the Modi government. This will be an achievement for him because after all he has been in politics for now a little more than 2 decades, and he has contested four Lok Sabha elections and has won two, or this is the third one actually now, and he has been in assembly. He's been chief minister twice. So for him to get this kind of a opportunity at center, it will be huge. It will be huge not only for him, for his party, and I would say even for Karnataka. Because see, I have seen Mr. Kumar Swamy from close range, and I believe he's a very very sharp politician who knows how to get things done. So if he gets into the central cabinet, gets into the Modi cabinet, he will definitely do a lot for Karnataka. I mean that's the expectation because I mean soon after the during the election campaign, I did spend about 20 minutes with him, talking to him one on one, and he told me as to how many ideas he has. I mean, I asked him, so in case you are offered a chief ministership at the center, what are you going to do? He already had half a dozen ideas, so I'm sure he will do very well, and I would say he will give a big challenge to the BJP ministers. He would outperform them unless they look after what they are doing.
There you go. That was a detailed analysis by Mr. Ramkrishna Upadhyay. Thank you very much for joining us and giving your time and explaining the current situation of Karnataka regarding the Lok Sabha elections. So, how do see the Karnataka Lok Sabha election results? Who is the real winner? Who is the real loser? Please comment in the section below. Thank you very much for watching India Today.